Cape Town City. Hey, okay. Look, if like you look at the under-20 African Cup of Nations winning duo of Jody Ashini as well as Shaquille April, right? They were actually included in the Citizens lineup, while also Prince Chigweza started in attack, as Darren Gonzalez was not even included in the matchday squad for obvious reasons, due to the fact that I did mention in the previous video his contract was not renewed. Okay, so look, as expected, City dominated the early stages of the first half, but they had to wait up until the 23rd minute for a real chance to be created, when actually Hashim Domingo was played in by Ashini, who saw his strike actually parried away by the goalkeeper, Shikone Moreni, right? So Orbit, meanwhile, they themselves, they were also seemingly quite content with sitting deep, in their own half to actually frustrate the Citizens for most of the first stanza, okay? However, they were actually unable to provide any real threat on the counter-attack. You understand what I'm saying? And, you saw that Cape Town City, the fact that they were frustrated that there was not much going on, despite the fact that they were dominating the exchanges of the game, they knew they had to make a couple of changes at the start of the second half, and that's exactly what we saw. They introduced Emily Vidboy as well as Tulani Serrero, right, in the second half. But the changes nearly paid off 7 minutes into the first half, into the second half, when Vidboy carved out some space on the edge of the box before he actually unleashed the shot, which rattled the crossbar, and then Orbit nearly silenced the home fans with their first chance on 77 minutes. Like, basically, they got their first chance only after 70 minutes. Literally only after 70 minutes. You understand? Ayanda Lukele was actually slipped through on goal, but he sent his strike straight wide. You understand? He could have done better. He could have hit that shot on target, man. You understand? Perhaps maybe force a save out of the goalkeeper. But he didn't do that. You understand? And then City also squandered a great chance at the other end, right at the death. You understand? Moreni could only parry April's clearance under the path of Bezaden Hood, but the Orbit goalkeeper was able to redeem himself by making a good reactionary save. So it was one of those games where I could say it was really not entertaining at all. Not much in terms of like fireworks, not much in terms of, action, right? Despite the fact that Cape Town City, as expected, they dominated. But, with the chances that they had, they just did not make the good use of them. You understand? And then Orbit didn't really play much. They only had that one chance that I'm just saying about, where, the guy, wide of goal, and it was just like a boring encounter, and like both sides were made to actually rule those missed openings, and neither could actually find a winning goal in the latter stages. And we were actually forced to settle for a point, putting Orbit on top of the table. So you just wonder, into Cape Town City, are they really going to survive the drop? But they will. They still like a couple of games to play, so they will definitely survive the drop. But yeah, it was not an entertaining game at all, man. It was so boring. You understand what I'm saying? And I hope we'll see better in terms of action.